Upgrades.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good.
Recording in progress.
Hey, Sam,
Hey.
you're me in the movie.
Hey, look, I'm down anytime. How you gentlemen doing?
Good. Thank
Great.
you.
Very good, thank
All
you.
right. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set you guys off. I'm going to ask your questions for each one of you individually and give you time to kind of process them. So I'm going to go down the list. Xavier, you're up first. So I really appreciate how realistic the situation that Sam is going through in this film, in the sense that there's plenty of people that are incarcerated and they go through struggle, and then every single time they get pulled right back in, no matter how hard they try. And then even when they get a second chance, it seems like tragedy continues to follow them. But then on the fantastical side and on some of the action beats, it's insanity. Like, it's a full ride and you give it a great balance, in my personal opinion. So I wanted to ask you about your motivations and approaching of the story, while also trying to make sure handling those technical hurdles from an action standpoint. So that's for you, Xavier. Nassim, for you, your performance was great, man. I really enjoyed your performance. I think you hit every single emotional beat, even moments where it was like you weren't saying anything. It was just off of your expression alone. I think you handled it very well. But the action and the physicality, I don't know how you did it. My question for you with that was, from a physicality standpoint, what was your process? What did it take? Like, how many months of training and choreography, like, did it take? And what was that for you on that experience? And then finally, Jude, for you, I am a big Gangs of London fan. So season one, I thought you did your thing. I loved every single scene you set up, because the thing about it, when you set up your scenes, it's like you never miss a moment. A lot of times people they choreograph stuff and then you kind of miss it. Like, I never feel like you miss any kind of action moment that you set up whenever you kind of organize it. And so for this film, it was like a step further with that. And so I wanted to kind of get your approach with, what did it look like for staging? Kind of what was the biggest challenges to trying to get some of these done from a technical level, and also just from a time level. So there's all you guys' questions. I'll let you guys go for it.
Maybe
You go first.
I start and then we go.
Yeah,
keep going.
go.
The first of all, the story was inspired by a real story I read about an article about a foreigner, FARANG, who went in Thailand or Eastern Asia to reconstruct themselves, and most of them have done very bad things in France, and some of them are still in jail. Some of them now have a normal life. So first of all, the background, I will say the foundation of the story is based on true events, true character, but not only one character, many little stories I read about all over. Then I start writing the story of Nassim, of Sam, trying to reconstruct himself, trying to get that second chance to reinsert the French society before the past is catching back, and he's obliged to fly to Thailand to reinvent himself and basically create and get this family with him, and basically embracing this second chance with the fantastic Laurine Donnet, with who he's going to fall in love. And I wanted the audience to fall in love with her and the little girl, to really believe in that chance to start again and have a wonderful life, until bad things happen again, and Sam is obliged to embrace his fate, embrace his destiny, and embrace the violence of his past to be able to revenge about what happened. So that was the foundation for the story, and based on this, I talked about the story to Jude, because we were working together with Gareth Evans on Gangs of London. We met on Gangs of London, and I saw the process of work, and I knew, based on my experience with Jude, we were able to do strong action scenes. And as the Jude was teaching me, you can do only good action scene if you take the time to make it, take the time to previsualize it, and make it the way it has to be made. So basically, I knew I could do a good action scene for 35 to 45 seconds a day, based on the experience we had together. So I knew on my schedule and my budget, I could afford that specific amount of time on action only because there was the drama to tell before. And for the action, I could have between 3 and 4 weeks maximum of shooting to be able to tell the story. So that was the way I was thinking the film. So I knew I could afford that regarding the budget we had. Then we met with Nassim. So long story short, he was not supposed to make the film at the beginning because I had another
Not at
actor
all.
in mind, but I didn't knew Nassim first. So Nassim contacted me on internet. We met each other without knowing he's gonna do Farang 2 weeks later. And my producer Vincent talked to me about Nassim and said, "Oh, you have to meet this guy. He should be the character of the film." So then we met. First, I say to him, "Oh, listen, I have this film, but unfortunately, someone else is doing it. This actor not available." And I called back
I was
Nassim.
so pissed.
Good, make it. And I talked to Jude. We were finishing the second unit on Havoc, and Jude was available to make the film. And we were talking about it while we were working on second unit of Havoc. And we jump on and he start the process of pre-visualizing, designing the action for the film for over almost 2 months, maybe more. He will talk about it. So that's my part was really to find the I will say the musicality of the film, and then my partner in crimes were creating the rest.
And just Xavier, for the story about the producer and yourself, just for the record, because it's funny. I met both Xavier and Vincent at a different time, and they were both like talking about this movie. And then they were like, "Oh," and then so when the actor wasn't available, I was already like having conversation with Vincent that it didn't know about. Just to tell you that sometimes when things are meant to be, they're meant to be, you know. So it was like just for the little story, Xavier. So for my question, for my part, first of all, I said it earlier, but like I was a big fan of Jude's work. And I swear to God, like never in my life, I would have thought that I'd have the chance to work with him. You know, as a French actor, it's a lot of auteur movie, a lot of blah 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 blah. So when Xavier pitched me, no, it's true, pitched me the movie. As he said first, I was like, no way, like there's another actor.
Saying this, Justin Trier will never call Nassim.
No, but for real, and so to have to have the chance to collaborate with Xavier and Jude on this movie, for me it was like a dream coming true. You know, when I was a kid, my mom every Sunday with me and my brother, my mom used to we used to watch like all of the JCVD. Do you know him in America, Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, so we used to watch like Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Jackie Chan's, and all of that. And as I said, I've been waiting 13 years as an actor to be able to do this kind of role. And for the preparation, like, you know, I already had a fighter background because I've started kickboxing and Thai boxing when I was 14 years old. So for the record, I was like, it was a long time ago, but like in 2010, I was a former kickboxing French champion. So for the Thai part, it was kind of easy, the preparation. Like the real challenge for me was to work on Jude's choreography, because you know that they're amazing and they are like great, but so you need to you need to work on the moves and stuff. And I had the chance to work with them with the Jude's homologue in France, who is a guy called Olivier Sa. C'est ça, Olivier Sa.
The French stunt coordinator.
The French stunt coordinator works with Jude. And with Olivier, we had like almost 1 month to learn all the choreography and all of that. And for example, like the double in the cold room, the double kick, like it's like a wrestler, you know, the Hulk Hogan kick. This I remember it was a challenge for me because I was like, and I was hitting the floor. My elbow was like, oh my God. And it was like not good enough. I was like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to do it. And then the other challenge was the diet. Because as you can see in the movie, like I'm kind of ripped.
Yeah, no, I
and
mean, look, you were.
and it was like I already had a good base, but I really wanted, because as I said, like I put my finger on it, because as a French actor in French movies, they don't like this. Like they always like they want you to be like a bit fat, a bit chubby, like but like they don't want you to be red. And so for the first time, I had like the opportunity to be rich. I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna get full in it. And the diet was hard because it was like a low carbs diet and high protein. And but when you do this kind of diet, your mood shift, and it was hard for my girlfriend because sometimes I was a bit grumpy. But it helped me to go on Sam's shoes, because Jude and Xavier can tell you I'm not introverted. I have a lot of energy, and I'm always smiling and stuff. So I used this diet to help me go into Sam's shoes and be like this kind of a mysterious guy, introverted, like kind of Jude. And I was observing Jude, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a bit of Jude's too. But yeah, for my preparation, that's it. I don't know if I answered great.
No, you answered that perfectly. Thank you.
Yeah, Jude, your turn.
Well, first, Sam, thanks for saying what you said about gangs and the action in Farang. To answer your question in a slightly roundabout way, I got my start as an action actor and as a stunt performer in the Hong Kong film industry back in the late 90s. And back then, the big difference between the way fights and action was shot in Hong Kong and the way it was shot in the West is in the West, typically they would fight, have the actors do the fight scene from A to Z, shoot it again, and then an editor tries to make something exciting out of it. Whereas in Hong Kong, it's done montage style. Every shot, every edit point is specific. Yeah. And the sequences are shot in pieces. And in the last couple of decades, some filmmakers in the West have moved in that direction, but not always. Working with Gareth Evans on Apostle and then Gangs of London, Gareth is very much of that Hong Kong mentality. Yeah. And what we do, which we didn't do when I was in Hong Kong, is we previs all of our action sequences. And for people that don't know what previs is it's essentially before we shoot the movie or the TV show, we shoot the action sequences shot for shot, edit for edit, camera angle for camera angle. And during that process, during that time, that's when we find the best camera movements or the best angles to moment and the rhythms as well for the editing. So that's why if you watch Gangs of London or Mayhem and you think you're not missing anything, it's because we knew where the camera would be for that moment in the fight sequence. And I'm just a big believer in following the process. And then we can take it even one step further, which is when you get to the elevator fight in Mayhem, there are moments where the camera is almost a little step behind the actions going on. That's kind of deliberate because I want the audience to feel like they are in a fight. I don't think 95% of movie action is not realistic. And when people say a fight is realistic, I kind of think maybe you've never been in a fight, But it should feel like a fight. And I want the audience watching Mayhem to believe that Sam is in real danger and that in that elevator he is fighting for his life and everybody is struggling for control of that gun. Even though there are knives in there, your priority is that gun. We need to get out of this situation alive. And the editing and the camera work is all part of that. I would say that fight sequences are at most 50% choreography and performance. Now, of course, it's important that you have good performers. And in the case for me, having a lead actor with Nassim's physical background and martial art background, it's like a dream come true. And then to shoot in Thailand with those Thai stunt people, for me as a choreographer, it's like, thank you so much. And because the character of Sam is a martial artist, it means I can have him do things that would feel out of place in a French or a British drama. But that's just at most 50% of it. The camera work and the editing is where it lives and dies. And there are many, many stunt people or fight choreographers that can tell you about wonderful fights they put together that when they ended up on the screen, they were horrible or they died. And I hope that people don't feel that the fights in Mayhem are bad. And if they do like them, I would say it's because we respect the previs. We follow that previous process. And Xavier, having worked with me on Gangs and having seen how Gareth and I respect that process, really pushed that was the process we would apply with Mayhem. And had a lot of French stunt people tell me this movie is not like other French action movies they've worked on. And then just general film fans saying that, you know, it feels more like an Asian movie in that respect. And if they say that, I take that as a compliment, because for me, in many ways, Mayhem is a love letter to the action cinema of Asia, particularly for me, Hong Kong, directors like Ringo Lam, Sammo Hung, and then also Korean cinema. I think there's a lot of Sammo Hung as we make our way down that corridor. There's a lot of hard hits. When we're in the elevator, if you think you're watching a Korean movie, it means that hopefully everybody's done their job.
No, you guys nailed it. I mean, shout out to your DP, Gillis, and his great photography as well. Like, everything you guys did with this one, I think you accomplished, and I think it's a collaborative effort that I think everybody from a viewer standpoint is going to see, and us from a critic standpoint, we appreciate. So thank you guys all. Congratulations.
And just Tim, before you go, one word about the Thai crew, the technical crew, because they were amazing, and because we don't talk about them that much, and I fell in love with them. They were so welcoming, caring, available 24/7, and it was like it was one of the greatest experience to work with this Thai crew. And shout out to the DOP Gilles Porte, who did an amazing
our camera operator Pian, who was a Thai camera operator. So fantastic, to be honest. He really
I would say, Sam, that even though this is a film that's drenched in blood and sadness, it has to be one of the happiest filmmaking experiences I've had. And I think it's one of the happiest and nicest crews I've worked with. And we had people from France, Thailand, UK, and all working together very collaboratively. It was wonderful.
And also all the suits.
We have all the same humor. So that means humor brothers. So I'm on the edge to make a joke, but I can't. It's going to be censored.
That was like my greatest shooting ever. And also, like, a big shout out to all the supportive roles, like Lauren Nune, who plays my wife. She's amazing in it. In real life, she's not my wife, but somebody else's wife. I won't say anything, but Lorraine, the little girl who plays Dara, she's wonderful. Olivier Gourmet did an incredible performance, and the role of Vitaya and of oh my god, what's his name?
Pipu.
The traitor.
Pipu.
Right. That's the traitor's name there. Okay, so all of them, they were great, and yeah, for me, it's one of my greatest experiences as an actor. So I'm so grateful, and I feel so blessed to be a part of Mayhem. So I hope American people are going to watch it. Sam, I trust you.
We got you covered over here. You guys, you should do it again. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Recording
all right, guys.
What have you done? You woke up the beast.
lie. Ain't nothing on